Hello, this is my first video of talking instead of singing or dancing, so bear with me. I have notes on the side of my screen, so if you see me looking away, that's what's happening. I'm basically going to run through my struggles with body image from middle school to high school and to currently. And then at the end, I'm going to give advice for those struggling with it or those who have friends or family that is also struggling with it. So it mainly started in 6th grade. I would go to dance weekly, and I remember the earliest memories that I can think of goes back to when I would go to dance class, and I would stare in the mirror and I would try to position myself so my stomach would be flatter, my butt would be flatter, and I would look around at the other dancers and I would compare myself to them, and I would pick on myself and see what was wrong with me. And I think I was around 80 or 90 pounds and I felt fat, and I thought that was normal. And I also started tennis that year, and I remember telling my sister that I can't wait to start tennis and dance because then I could probably lose some weight in my stomach. And she was like, "You're skinny, you don't need to do that." And I was like, "Well, you don't understand." I thought I was fat. And I didn't think that was an issue. I thought that was normal. I thought that's just the way life should be. And around that time, my family was living with my mom's ex, and him and her, not purposely, they were not trying to be mean. They would joke around about the stuff I'm eating. Like if I would get seconds or thirds, they would tell me I'm eating a lot, or I'm like a pig, or they would say I'm chubby, or then when I wasn't, they would tell me that I'm skinny, like I'm skin and bones, and that I need to eat more. So it was those words stuck in my mind more than I thought they did, and they impacted more than I thought they did. Then in 7th or 8th grade, I would do a quote of the day for my friends, and I wrote a speech for them. I guess it was a speech, and it was about body image and how we're uniquely made and we need to accept that and not compare ourselves to others, and not strive to have these certain curves or these certain stereotypes that girls should have, and to just enjoy who you are. And so I was telling others that, but I didn't realize that I needed to believe that too. I was like, oh, I don't need to worry about that. My friends need to hear these inspirational words, but I needed to, and I didn't realize that for the longest time. And then I would also, I think going into 9th grade, probably 8th and 9th grade, I would try different kind of diets, intermittent fasting, which is when you don't eat for a certain amount of hours, and then you can eat in another span. In 10th grade, which was last year because I'm in 11th grade now, I remember I was sitting at lunch and my friend commented and said that it looked like I gained a little bit of weight or something, trying to compliment me because I'm skinny. And that stuck in my head, and it really bothered me, and I didn't know why. I was just like, oh, that's rude, you shouldn't say that to someone. But I didn't realize that was my insecurities. And I'm reading my notes if you're wondering. Then quarantine happened, and since I was only at home, I didn't have to go to school every day and eat at certain times and have theater where I'm running around all the time. I I felt lazy and stuff because I was sitting around, obviously, and I would try to eat only healthy food, and I would try to exercise every week, which is good, but only if you're in it with the right mindset, because if you're in it to feel energized and feel like you have a healthy lifestyle, that's a good reason to be exercising and eating healthy. But if you're in it to change the way you look and to make yourself feel better by changing yourself, then that's not it, and you shouldn't be doing it at that point. Your mental state needs to be better than that if you want to get good results in a healthy mindset and in your physical life too. So where was I? So I would eat healthy and exercise a ton, and I would be very insecure. I was comparing myself a lot to people from theater, people in school, people online. I just felt like I wasn't good enough and that I wasn't really worthy of the attention that people were giving me. And I would be crying like all the time that I was just ugly and fat, and my sister would tell me that I'm beautiful. And the thing that was difficult with that was it was they were doing their best to help me, and it's not like those words were like meaningless. I think that's the word. But when you don't believe something for yourself, it kind of just in one ear out through the other, because it doesn't, if you can't believe it yourself, then it's not really that meaningful as they want it to be, and it didn't really help that much. Let's see. So it was kind of tiring when and frustrating when, not to sound obnoxious or anything, but when people would like tell me I'm beautiful. It was frustrating that I couldn't feel that for myself. And then let's see. Oh, that summer, which was this past summer, I would exercise like almost every single day, and I would not eat any unhealthy food, and I would try to skip meals because I wanted six-pack abs and lean arms and legs, and I didn't want any extra like skin like that's squishy or whatever. I wanted it to match like the body that I was given, because I am made short and twiggy, and so I was like, my stomach and legs should be too, because it shouldn't be odd or anything. I shouldn't have an odd shape. I want it to match the way that I was built. But that's not it, because your body adapts to how life is adapting around you, and you need to respect that and honor it and go with it instead of forcing it to be a certain weight or a shape. I really wanted to be either at or under 100 pounds, and that was at age 16, almost 17, so that's not a good goal to have at that age. It was not healthy, and I thought that would just make me better. I was like, oh, I'll be so happy when I'll be that weight, and thought that was the solution to all my problems. Let's see. Again, I never thought this was unusual. I thought this was normal, that it wasn't actually an issue or anything. I don't need to worry about it. Until later that summer, I was talking to my friend who also has experience with eating disorders, and she was telling me that these things that I'm experiencing, like the fact that I feel fat and want to exercise and drink a bunch of water so I can like lose weight, and she told me those were red flags, and I was like, well, I don't force myself to not eat. I don't make myself like throw up, or I don't eat too much, so I don't think it's an eating disorder, so I shouldn't really worry about it. That's wrong, if you're wondering. So then a couple of people I told about that, they were like, you really should look into that. And if you don't know anything about me, I don't like getting help or asking for help or seeming in need of anything, because I like to help others and I want to be strong so I can help them. Um, and so instead of like talking to a counselor or my mom about it or something, I went to Google, because that's what I always do. I always like to know about stuff that I'm getting involved with. Um, so I would Google like symptoms of eating disorders, um, quizzes like do I have an eating disorder, and so you can't really base it off of just those, because just because you don't have an eating disorder doesn't mean that you don't have anything wrong with you. So the quizzes were like, I think it was probably that I might have a slight chance of having an eating disorder, but not completely, and that I should like reach out if I'm concerned or something. And just taking those quizzes and Googling things, I like had a mental breakdown. I just felt helpless and stuck and trapped and alone, because I felt like nobody else deals with this, and I felt frustrated that I can't ask for help. Like, I won't allow myself to ask for help. So I just feel stuck. And I was confused too, because I had no idea what to do or what was going on with me, or if it was going to get worse, or if this was like restricting me from being happy, because I also dealt with that in the past like half a year, maybe more. And so then I talked to the helpline for eating disorders, because I wanted to figure out a little bit more what I'm personally going through. And so that helped a little bit. The lady that I talked to was very nice, of course, and she told me that I might be experiencing distorted self-image, I'm pretty sure it was, and that I should begin with challenging negative thoughts that I'm having about myself, because I told her I don't see myself the way others see me, and I'm fully aware of that, like, but I wanted to change that, and so I would always look in the mirror and not be happy with myself. I would just stare at myself and pick on myself about all the little things that I don't like about me, and why others can't like me, and how they shouldn't like me, and that I don't deserve them. And lost my train of thought. Oh, and so I need to. Oh, there were also other times when I would like. This might sound weird, but I would like try to, I guess, push on my stomach. I don't really know what you would call it, and try to like make it. Imagine how I would be if I was skinnier, or I would like suck it in when I was like looking in the mirror or trying on something, because I would think that was the image of myself that I wanted, and so that would make me happy. But then that would just lead to me getting sadder, because I'm not that right now, and so therefore I can't be happy or love myself. So I needed to challenge those thoughts and instead actually compliment myself and make lists about stuff that I like about me, personality too, because that's important, because you're not just what you are on the outside. You have a lot to you, more than just your physical features. So I started making lists, and I started not looking at the mirror as much, and not staring at one thing on my body when I look in the mirror, and just overall, or just looking into my eyes and trying to remind myself like what others see, and how uniquely and beautifully that I actually am made. Looking at my notes yet again. Oh, I would also, if I was craving a food, or if I was feeling like eating seconds or something, I would allow myself to do that as I was working on progressing, and not feeling guilty about it, or not worrying like, oh, for the next meal then I can't eat that as much because I ate too much for this meal. So I kind of like let go of that. And I stopped forcing myself to exercise like every single day. I actually stopped, I think, probably more than a couple weeks, which that's new for me. I would always worry about, I need to exercise at least once a week, or I'll just lose control or whatever. Also, way sidetracked. I don't remember how old I was. Probably, it could be 5th grade, could be 7th grade, not quite sure. But I remember I was in the shower, like you do, and I looked down at my toes, and I was like, okay, one day, if I look down and can't see my toes, like my stomach is out too much, then that's when I know that I'll need to lose weight, and that's when I need to, like, change everything, because that's a problem, because if I can't see my toes, then that means I'm too fat. So, that's not it. That was, I don't really know when it started. It might have been in 5th grade. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So yeah, I started, not focusing on what I was eating or how much I was exercising or speaking negatively to myself. And then that brings me to about probably the last month to now or something. I'm not quite sure. I still have mental breakdowns about it. I still have weak moments and hard days, and they seem like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I still sometimes get caught up, like if I check my weight, then that'll be in the back of my mind for a while, and it'll bother me. I'll still stare at myself sometimes and try to pick on me. I had a mental breakdown because my pants were tight. So, no one's perfect. No, it's not a linear process to get better. There are so many bumps in the journey to getting better, and that's okay. Those are there for a reason. They're there to grow you and to help you, and it would be kind of boring if the journey was just completely easy, Like, what's the fun in that? You're not gonna gain anything if you're just passing through life easily. But even though you're having hard times or hard days, you allow yourself to feel that, because if you could just keep pushing away those feelings, then it's just gonna build up until you can't handle it, and then it'll just make life 10 times worse and harder. And just acknowledge the fact that you are making progress. That's what I'm working on doing. Just acknowledging that you have gone a long ways, and that you're not perfect, but you can do a lot. You're strong, and your body does so much for you. It holds your organs and protects them and helps them be of use. And let's see, what else does your body do? It gets you through every day. It gets you to places. It keeps you healthy. It keeps you alive. It does so much for you. And life changes. The world around you changes. So your body will need to as well to adapt. It needs to fight off illnesses or diseases. It needs to keep you energized, to keep you going throughout the day. It has to help you be able to think at school or at work. And in order for that to happen, it needs food and fuel and water and not over-exercising. And it needs respect, honestly. It's not a person, but it's still you. It does so many things. It doesn't have a personality, but it has all the things that keep you running. And I lost my train of thought again. even though you feel lost and alone during this time, just know that you aren't alone and that it will get better. And then you'll be able to look back at it and look back at the hard times and be able to notice that you've gone such a far way and that you are strong and powerful and that life is going to get better as it already has. And put your foot down when somebody tells you that you need to be eating healthier or you need to be exercising because that'll make you happy or energized. And yes, it's nice that they're trying to help you fix your problems because that seems like their solution. But put your foot down because you know yourself more than they know you. And it's not okay to just be misled by others because they think they know what they're doing. So along with that advice, there's other things that I have jotted down here. Don't comment on someone's weight or appearance, whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like complimenting on someone losing weight, they could be dealing with an eating disorder where they're starving themselves because they don't think they're beautiful. Or if you think they're gaining weight, which is a good thing for them because they're small. Either thing, it's bad because they might think they need to continue doing those things so they'll be approved by others, or they think that's what makes them beautiful, or if they got the opposite reaction than they were hoping for, it's just gonna go downhill. So, comment on people's personality, like, they're smart or talented, or they're loving and they're unique and beautiful on the inside, and that's what's important. And realize that after you tell people that they're beautiful or perfect, that they might not always understand that or comprehend that for themselves. If they're struggling on the inside, then what they have for themselves, the expectations they set for themselves, that is more powerful than what you have said, sadly. And maybe one day they're going to be able to believe it, but until then you just need to be patient and don't be offended or try to slap some positivity in their face when they don't understand it, because it's hard, more than you realize, because everybody has a different situation going on, so you don't really know how hard it is for them. Let them eat unhealthy or have lazy days. Restricting them will only make them want to do it more, and it will take over their thoughts. So along with you not making these comments to them, if you're dealing with it, don't make these comments to yourself about eating unhealthy or being lazy, because your body needs to rest, and only restricting yourself or others that's just gonna make them want to do it more, and then that could lead into binging, and it'll just keep making life harder than it needs to be. Second to last advice is to be there for them. Again, like I said, don't just slap some positivity in their faces or shut them up with saying nice things or how it's being inspirational. Like, sometimes they just need to vent to you, or sometimes they just need to have a mental breakdown and cry on your shoulder about how hard their life is right now. Honestly, they know that to others they're beautiful and that it's nonsense that they can't believe it themselves, but it's still hard and frustrating, and sometimes they just need to let it out and feel comfortable and accepted. And then the last piece of advice is ask them how you can help, and because they know their bodies and their minds more than you do. I'll keep saying that because it's so true. Just ask them how you can be of help, because you may feel like, oh, I don't have any experience with any body image issues, or mine's not as bad as yours, so I can't really help you in your situation, but sometimes they just need to talk to you and let it out, because they can't really trust that many people with such a vulnerable and intimate subject. So just be there for them. Well, I guess that's about it. I hope you liked this video. Don't bully me. I'll probably cut that out. I hope. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this might have helped a little bit, or at least let you know that you're not alone, because there's so many struggles that everybody deals with, and you probably don't even know it half the time. So just be there for someone to relate to. Don't be afraid to let yourself shine a little bit, you know? Let your struggles be known to some people, because it might help them with what they're going through. Let me know if you guys want any other talking videos. I don't really know what to do for those, so let me know if you have any. If not, I'll just continue with my piano and ukulele. I hope you know that it does get better, and that you are loved, and you are uniquely beautiful. I hope you have a good day. Bye.